to this 9th battle report for Warhammer 40k. We're looking at Astra Militarum versus Necrons. Each side has 500 points. This was a nice friendly match that decided to play with the Studio Astra Militarum and of course the Studio Necrons. So we'll move on to getting into this battle report. So to start off with deployment, we just took up each side. We didn't really play anything specific. We just wanted to kind of get a feel for the rules. We kind of looked at one of the game types. That was 4 objectives, and if you bring an objective secure unit onto it, you hold it, and then even if you move off, you keep it, and you get 5 points per objective marker that you hold. So we were playing in that fashion, and if you had more objectives than your opponent, you get an extra 5 victory points. So we'll start by going over the armies with the Necrons. I have an Overlord over there with the Voltaic Staff. The Mefric Dynasty code is what they were using. So that's a -1 AP within 12. 2 units of Necron Warriors, and then a unit of Destroyers. Pretty straightforward there. For the Astra Militarum, we have 4 units of infantry. 2 of the squads have Meltaguns, and a squad of autocannons, and then a Leman Russ. This is not a tank commander, so he's got the las cannon, 2 heavy bolters, and the battle cannon. And then of course the guy with the glowy power sword, he was the company commander, issuing orders, and he had the special ability on a 4-up. He would be able to issue another set of orders. So those are the 2 armies. The terrain, we kept it pretty straightforward. We made the middle 2 pieces line of sight blocking, so you had to move up to them to touch them. He rolls a 9 to be able to see further and shoot. And the rest was, the craters were just +1 to your cover save, and if you were charging for it, it would be -2 to your charge roll. So we're going to go ahead and get started with turn 1. Astra Militarum won the roll-off. So 2 units of guards just moved up to objective 2 and objective 4, and then the rest just stayed on objective 3, giving the Astra Militarum 15 points on that top of turn 1. Shooting was completely ineffective, did absolutely nothing that turn of shooting. Okay, with the Necrons, bottom of turn 1, they got on their 1 point there and then moved off, so they got 5 victory points for that. And then they moved up, shot pretty much the 2 units of guardsmen off those points. Both of them held steady, and they lost 1 Necron in combat, believe it or not, to guards. So at this, the Astra have 20, and the Necrons have 5 victory points. Okay, on this turn here, for turn 2, Astra Militarum finally did some damage. They took out that 1 squad of Necrons with 1st rank, 2nd rank fire from the 2 units. And then the Leman Russ fired and got rid of a couple of the destroyers because he could see them. It's a little bit more elevated for whatever reason. And then we have the Necrons in the back got shot up by the autocannon squad. Score points at this point was 35 for Astra and 5 for Necrons. So the bottom of turn 2, he did his reanimation protocols. He got another destroyer back and some more of his warriors. They destroyed both the guard units on those points, and that was pretty much it. And they took some shots into the tank at the back of the destroyers, and they brought it down to 6 wounds. So bottom of turn 2, 15 points for Necrons. Astra are now at 40. Okay, on this turn here for Astra Militarum, turn 3, we have the Necrons. They lost a lot of guys to some fire. The destroyers got destroyed by the autocannons, and the Leman Russ shot into the squad of Necrons, and they weren't able to kill all of them, thus gaining a few more points. Okay, so the victory points for turn 3, the top for Astra Militarum, they got 10 victory points for holding those 2, and and then the Necrons are also holding 2 at this point here, so they didn't get the 1 for holding more. So, bottom of turn 3, the Necrons retaliated back, pretty much wiped out those 2 front squads. That -1 AP gave the guard no armor save. That was pretty nasty. And they moved up to get onto that point, so that one was contested. So I think their points was 35 to 50 at this point here. Oh, actually, no, they were closer, so they did get that one. Okay, moving on to turn 4. So, combined turn 4 here. What happened was that little squad of guard shot in and then got killed in combat. The warlord there, the company commander, did some damage. He took down 1, he reanimated I think 3. And the Leman Russ shot at the warlord and basically did a couple of wounds, and then on his turn he charged in, did some damage with his warlord, but it didn't go through the armor, and he's only at 1 wound, the warlord there for the Necrons. So the points are at 55 for Astra and 60 to Necrons, so Necrons just tipped the scale because they're still technically holding 3 objectives. And then for turn 5, this is for the Astra Militarum, they only got another 5 points for technically still holding objective 3. The tank shot everything it could into his warlord, didn't do anything, and the company commander actually took out a Necron. And on his turn, he brought back a few more Necrons, surrounded the warlord there, the company commander, and then his warlord did a number of wounds, a couple of wounds to the Leman Russ, and it's only at 1 wound left. So we rolled the dice, and that's where it ended. So we were at 80 to 65 for the Necrons because of the last couple turns. Just having those objectives still getting points just brought them above and into the win. So at the end of the day, we added another 10 points to that because both armies were painted. So that's new in 9th edition, which is pretty interesting. And the final score, 90 to 75 with a Necron win. So that was a great game, and hope you enjoyed the first battle report for 9th edition. There should be more to come here in the future. So until next time, happy wargaming.